This week on Rochelle's Daily Wire Video Edition, we're going to talk about the increased fees for the U.S. trustee system. As many debtors and their creditors are painfully aware, the fees for the U.S. trustee increased dramatically as of the end of October in 2017. Depending upon exactly what your quarterly revenue is, the fees could have increased more than 1,000%. Yes, 1,000%. The increase in the fees has had the effect in many middle market cases in particular to take money out of the pockets of unsecured creditors and pay it over to the U.S. trustee system. Well, one bankruptcy judge in Wisconsin, to be precise, came up with a theory for at least minimizing some of the impact for creditors with revolving credits. In that case, the bankruptcy court held that the pay down daily on a revolving credit is not really a disbursement, and therefore it is not taken into effect in calculating the U.S. trustee fee. Well, I need to report that on July 17, in a case called Cranberry Growers, the Seventh Circuit reversed and held that, listen, look here, pay down of a revolver is a disbursement just like anything else, and so therefore the daily sweep is taken into consideration in calculating the U.S. trustee fee. Lawyers were creative in other respects as well, and perhaps with more success. Two judges, in particular Judge Hennigan in Richmond, Virginia, and Judge Ronald King in Texas, both confronted the same kind of a case. They were dealing with debtors whose Chapter 11 cases were pending when the new and larger fees came into effect. What they latched onto was the fact that in two states with bankruptcy administrators, the larger fees are not being imposed, and so those two judges held that there was a lack of uniformity, making the larger fees unconstitutional under either the uniformity clause of the U.S. Constitution or the bankruptcy clause. In any event, I also need to report that the case out of Texas is now on direct appeal to the Fifth Circuit. So I think we're going to find out sometime in the next, let's say, 9 months, whether there is a flaw in the system and whether the fees, at least for pending cases, are unconstitutional. But one way or the other, for companies that don't fit under that exception, the new U.S. trustee fees are pretty painful. You can read about those cases on the July 19 edition of Rochelle's Daily Wire on the ABI website, where you will find a plethora of other information very valuable for those who operate in the bankruptcy space. Until same time next week, I am Bill Rochelle, Editor-at-Large for American Bankruptcy Institute, signing off and saying, have a happy summer.